Not bad, seafood.
Can I buy a box? Can I get one of these?
Camera's nodding.
Thank you.
Honestly, I go back to just like, I don't know if I'd want a gravestone. If I do, we were talking, I think off camera, of just sort of all the funny things we put on our gravestones. I mean, you know.
Well, that's a question I do like to ask people, and it sounds like you kind of just answered it. But like, do you have a preference about burial, cremation, green? Do you want like the huge monument, a modest rock?
Oh my God, I want a 50-foot statue of me.
Well, you know what they say about those.
Oh, I have a tiny penis.
Yes.
It's so tiny. A green always sound appealing because it's like, great, don't put my body to waste.
Yeah.
To be said about graveyards are beautiful and they're nice to walk through, and I get it. You want somewhere to go to talk to your loved one or whatever. But it's also like, this is enough. Like, we were in there. I was surprised there were spaces, but it's like, it looked packed. We were in the mausoleum. It looked packed. It looked full. I'm like, I don't want to take up more space.
Yeah.
Just bury me somewhere and let me decompose into the earth and become a tree, and that's it, I guess.
You go to Santa Monica, they have a section. Jane Fonda's first husband was the first internment.
Really? Heck yeah, I'll be buried in Santa Monica. That's my home.
Oh, that's the part of LA you're from?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm a Samo boy. Surf, eat avocado toast, skateboard.
Basic
all the basic Cali things you think of. I do it at some point or another.
What are your thoughts on your final arrangements, Roz? Do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want one of those new environmental, whatever they do?
I want to be eaten by a shark. Just kidding.
I believe you. You're a good actress.
I'm fine with cremation, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I think ashes to ashes. I think that would be what I would like to do, just because, I don't know, because there's not much my body's going to be able to do after that.
Would you want your ashes buried somewhere or scattered somewhere or both?
I'd love scattered.
Okay.
Just to get back into the earth and just, see what happens from there.
Fair enough.
No, but the funny thing is they were talking about this on Full Frontal with Samantha B in terms of expenses for funerals, and I was like, I don't need a casket. I was talking to my husband about this. I was like, anybody in your family want to touch the body before it gets interned into the ground? And he was like, no, we're from New England, we don't do that. And I was like, right. And I was like, my mom wanted to hug, kiss, and I was like, do people like,
I think it's different for different
It's very different,
people.
because I was like, you're New England Catholic, we're Irish Catholic, but I still don't want to touch dead bodies.
No, me either. I'm actually,
For the record.
I'm actually weirdly comfortable around dead bodies. Like, 'cause I've been around them. Like, I remember after my last grandparent died, like 2 months after my dad died, my brother and I were left alone in the room with the casket with our grandfather for some reason, and we were just like, we were kind of desensitized. Our dad had just died, but and the circle of life was a little messed up at that point, and we had bigger fish to fry. But I mean, like, being around them doesn't really bother me.
No,
I don't need to touch.
That's what I'm saying.
Though
right?
That's not me. I mean, if other people do, that's fine.
Yeah, no
It's just,
judgment.
that's not for me.
I just don't get the appeal personally.
No.
Right?
No.
I was like,
I don't like
hey, my mom wants to do that and she needs to do that as part of her grieving process. Okay, but I was just like, do other people?
But hopefully you'll outlive your mom, because that's the circle of life. So she won't have to, touch you.
I know, but I'm also like, now I'm with, does she have expectations of me to want to touch her when she...
Well, she'll be dead.
I know, she will. But maybe she'll be looking down at me being like, oh, come on. The least you could do.
How dare you.
Is just give your
touch
mother
my
a
face.
kiss
Touch my face.
before I get buried. It's like, oh, God, come on. I don't know.
Oh, man. Gotta love cemetery talks. Love everything it brings out.
Absolutely.
So, how would you want to be remembered, though?
I like, that building in Washington, D.C. that's really tall, that huge tower.
There's one like that in Hollywood forever.
I want them to make one of those for me. No, I'm kidding.
Do you know what Liz said about that?
I don't want that
Did you watch
at all.
that episode?
No, what is it?
Also, okay, Liz, what's your take on people that want to get the Washington Monument as their headstone?
This man
had
a small dick.
Oh.
That's the only reason he wants something like that.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, actually. Yeah, honestly.
That's how Daniel wants to be remembered. You heard it here first. Creepy and creepy Cali vlog.
No, I would want to be remembered by my legacy. So it doesn't matter what material thing is left behind. Like, you're gonna know who I was because of what I did.
Yeah.
So Hollywood Walk of Fame. I have a
Feels
star.
like a graveyard. It feels like a graveyard.
Exactly. It is kind of like a graveyard,
It is,
isn't it?
except some people are alive. Like, I think Chris Pratt has a star, you know, and he's very much alive. At
That's
least
true.
As filming.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's true. I
it's
didn't
like,
think about that.
Yeah, so there's like Drew Barrymore. Like, they all have stars.
She's alive.
Yeah, and well, I believe. So, yeah, but it does feel like you're walking on graves because it's very similar to, especially these plaques back here. It's all, of course, I'm not. Yeah, it's like just a square with a plaque on it.
Very much. Yeah, star, square, you know, shapes.
It's shapes. So you don't care so much though about like your grave. You want to be remembered for your legacy.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
That's what life's about. So I like that answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Really? You like the answer?
Yeah, I like.
But yeah, I mean, it's like if I did have a gravestone, honestly, I just wanted to say something funny.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of the line of just sort of like, should have tied his shoes. Didn't look both ways. Something like that.
I kind of do. I have to get very successful, but I don't hate the idea of like the Warner family plot or some kind of like.
Well, when you go to Hollywood Cemetery, that's a
Yeah.
spot all viewers watching definitely check that out. But it's like, yeah, you got Anton Yelchin who has like a statue that I guarantee was his parents and not his.
No, because he also died very young, unexpectedly.
But I mean, like Monroe's, all that, like that's fine. Like if I made it big, I wouldn't mind like a little gravestone with something funny so people can come visit and do dumb pictures in front of.
I want to be an entertainer even in death.
Mm-hmm.
And I dress like I died at prom in the 70s like every day. So I want like decadence. And I'm not above a decadent grave, and I don't have a small penis, mostly because I don't have one.
Wow, brag.
There, I said it. I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed of my giant dick.
/ no dick.
/ nothing.
So small you can't see her. So big you can't see her. I'm lost now. But anyway.
Today's episodes we talk about penises.
Hey, we've done that in more than one episode.
I bet.
But yeah, I don't mind the idea of something like weirdly Art Deco or decadent or like just, that was so Lauren Blair. She was just an eccentric in life and in death. Like, that suits me weirdly.
I'm so not an eccentric, but I would love something that you're would love something that you were talking about like that. Yeah.
It's just fun, and especially if there's a family to put stuff in, fill a space. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
There is something very sweet about that. I get really excited, even though we've been making fun of, and for good reason, all the beloved wife, beloved.
They all say beloved wife, beloved husband, and it's like, so we were in there, and you caught it, but it's like Louis B. Mayer, a notorious monster, and it says beloved husband and father. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Yup, exactly.
Although over there's a great one that made me chuckle where it said, a truly good man.
It just sounds like the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, mine would probably be Nick Mayer. He's alright.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah.
I do have a joke though, because I do like to make fun of people that talk about what great people they are. And I usually will only say this if I'm doing something kind of sketchy, but I like to be like, I'm such a great girl. Usually if I'm doing something not great, that's usually the joke, but like it is like a part of my comedy where I pretty routinely like, great girl. I did this. So if that ever caught on enough, that's a contender, like great girl. But you'd have to know me well enough to know that, so I don't think that totally works. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
Great girl.
Nick Mayer, great girl. It's something clever, funny. Like, yeah, if I made it big, great. I'd love something for fans or people to visit.
Yeah.
Like for their amusement, sure. Like I said before, I'm dead. I don't care. I'm gone.
That's the thing. It's a fun way to live on in a weird way too, by making people laugh, even after the fact.
Maybe put like a audio box like in the thing. I'm just like, hello.
Get me out of here!
You get me out of here?
Out of here!
Could someone hand me a fork? I can't eat this.
Starving.
I am starving in here. Just get some ramen.
So how do you want to be buried and cremated?
Dark and mysterious.
And yet so appropriate. I didn't tell her what I was going to ask when I turned on the camera. I'm like, I'm just going to ask you a question.
She Springered me. Jerry Springered.
Yes.
I I saw something about those trees. You can become a tree.
Yeah.
That seems rad and circle of lifey.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll go maybe an old-fashioned way. I guess it depends on if I'm this level of money or if I'm my fantasy level of money. If I'm fantasy level, I'm having a house that has storage like the man's.
Yes, it had storage like the man. They had brooms and boxes and
a lamp.
Crypt.
Yeah, it was a lot. I wish we could show you.
It was
but
very King Tut. Very King Tut.
Have you talked about how you want to?
I mean, I have fantasies, but I haven't committed it to paper. But I think I need money, though.
I know.
So I want to be in a wall.
Like right now.
I don't want to be in the ground. I want to be in a wall, but I don't want to be cremated.
The most, like what I can do right now is probably cremation. Maybe.
Yeah. That's only like 1,000. Do you want to be here or in Oklahoma?
Oh, hard is in Oklahoma right now.
Ooh.
But I'm a married woman, so I'd have to like see where the old partner wanted to be.
Well, that'd be funny if Patrick and your mom got into a fight about your names. Like Anna Nicole Smith in the Bahamas. Her mom wanted her to go back to Texas, and her lover was like, no, Bahamas.
I didn't know this.
Oh yeah, it was a drama. It was a drama.
I like things are usually more affordable in Oklahoma, so I don't know. I don't know where I will remain.
Well, get on it.
I gotta start thinking. Think ahead.
Could die any day now. Every day we're closer to death. I'm such a good girl.
I think also like it has brought up for me I'm like I don't know if I would want to be buried in a mausoleum. It feels
really?
too closed in. After talking to her about the energy, they're
ground freaks me out.
I mean, both are. Yeah,
They're not great. No one wants it. No one's aiming.
I think I want to be buried in a tree pod.
Nice.
I think that's
Second guest in a row that said that. Nice.
I think that's what I've landed on after touring the grounds, after being at other traditional cemeteries and a mausoleum. I think that's the way to go.
So funny. So Liz, do you have any final wishes? Like, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be in a certain place? Like, what's your take?
I'm thinking I might want to be buried here.
I know, right?
But I know I always wanted to be buried in a biodegradable wicker basket with
cool.
a tree planted on top of my rotting body to fuel the tree.
Well, that's very green of you. That's very green of you. I like
very
it.
green funeral.
Love it. She's good in life and she's good in death, so she's a great girl.
Well, when I was in college, I actually did like a report on different types of burials. So I researched formaldehyde, and it is so toxic, just like hundreds of gallons of a nasty chemical going into the earth and going into drinking water. And we don't need to use it. It was started in the Civil War of when we started to use
Because
it.
of Abraham Lincoln, right?
To preserve bodies so that they can move them.
Abraham Lincoln made it popular because he did a little death tour on the train throughout the country so people could say goodbye, so they gave it to
so
him.
it's Abraham Lincoln's fault. Okay.
Thanks, Abe.
Thank you.
The funny thing is that Kelvin's parents, my husband, bought him a plot already, and they bought two because they were like, well, he'll have somebody important in his life, so I have a plot in Connecticut if I want it. I don't know how I feel about it.
I guess your kids can't come with.
I know. I was like, well, I don't know. I really think we're probably going to stay here.
Fair. It's better. The weather's better here.
Very true. Easier to get to if you need to fly out and say hey to mom and dad and
Yeah. Totally.
as you do.
My grandfather bought something like when his wife, my grandmother, died, like, I don't know, something to the tune of 15 cemetery plots. It's a little morbid.
Like a lot. I don't know.
He had six kids. He had six
cemetery
kids.
plot numbers personally, but
20 grandkids, but I guess we're all gonna die real soon in a plane crash.
Can I ask like how full they are? Is that weird?
Not full, because I think we got rid of most of them. Only he and his wife.
Because let me be honest, that stuff's expensive. Like
I
living
know.
in the cemetery is oddly expensive.
I mean, it was like in the 80s, but I don't think it was like $2. So, yeah, when he went, this is morbid, but when he went into like a nursing home, they wanted to find out if what the final arrangements were, and we were trying to look it up, and the church got back and was like, you have a lot of plots. And so we're like, just tell the nursing home we got it covered in case he dies.
Don't worry about it.
Weird things that life will bring up, like
100%.
cemetery plots. But no, I think only 4 or 5 of them are used, and I think that's it. I think we got rid of most of them.
Okay.
And like, I don't want to be there.
It's so weird because it's such a personal choice how you want to be remembered, and then people are like, but I got this for you.
I don't think he was even, I think he secretly got it. I think that's the worst part. I think it was like just in case. Just in case.
I got these just in case we run
Oh,
low.
and my parents already got 4 plots, which was like real morbid considering like there was 4 of us. It's like, well, I guess we're all gonna die / my brother and I are not gonna get married or have children. Or we're gonna die before we can. But I'm sure that's not what they meant. But yeah, no, I don't even think.
It's a weird level of preparedness.
Always be prepared. Well, in my family, we always bring too much food to a party.
So
We have too many
carries over into plots.
too many grave plots. But again, I'm pretty sure we don't have any of them except for those who are in them now. So, and I'm not going back there. So, because the weather.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is just a nice little area to like hang out.
It is like it's just like it's.
Can I get buried in the middle? Just me.
Go ahead and claim it.
I'll claim it.
I'll claim it. Claiming her burial spot already. There we go.
Mine.
Yes.
Right, Graham? Do you want to come with?
Doggy spot right there too.
My funeral, everyone's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and it's open bar. I've literally put that in a will.
Nice.
I did. I was like, yeah, everyone's wearing. I know my stepfather won't agree to that, but still, it's like, I want people to just like, fuck it, I'm dead. I'm not here.
Yeah.
I don't care. Have a party.
Yeah. No, I wanted my funeral. I haven't put anything into writing, but I want it to be a little ridiculous.
That was, I remember when I got that idea, I called my friend who's a lawyer, and I was just like, can you write this up? And he's like, you know what? Sure.
That's the thing. I like the Hawaiian shirt idea because my whole thing is don't wear black. Because have we met? I wear colors. I like colors.
You wearing black is such an idea that can't be in my head.
I mean, I do, but they have skulls on it. I am a little gothy, but I don't just wear
That
all
works.
black. I don't just wear all black, and I'll probably wear them with like purple heels or like pink heels. So
She dresses up amazingly. I dress up like I'm still in the 90s.